Hey there. Welcome to the Pine Island Experience podcast. I'm Joanna Anderson with my husband, Trygve. Each of our episodes will be conversations with fellow Pine Islanders.
The goal of our podcast is to share with you our experiences, what we have found to be fun, and what makes the Pine Island Experience so unique.
I haven't touched it too much because I was voted best happy hour. I don't want to run that. We have very, very large portions. Our Cuban is 2 meals. Yovan, his passion is feeding people. Maybe it's from coming from Cuba and they never have a lot of food down there, but he loves feeding people. A normal portion size is not in his vocabulary. He thinks ours are normal. I've lowered a lot of the prices. Our pizza is a medium pepperoni pizza is $15 for happy hour. And there's no place on the island that feeds 2 people. There's no place on the island that you can get lunch for $8. That attracts a lot of people. I have specials on draft, and during season, I have music during happy hour, and it's usually I keep local musicians during happy hour, and that's a big draw. Once we open the Tiki, we will have several shows a day.
The Eagle's Nest restaurant isn't just winning hearts, it's winning awards. Voted Best Happy Hour, Best Barbecue, and tied for Best Bar in Pine Island's 2025 Best of, the Eagle's Nest has quickly become a local favorite. Co-owner and general manager Tami Sager has poured her heart into creating a menu full of unique, delicious dishes and a place filled with love, laughter, and community spirit. And now, here's Tami.
We have with us today Tami Sager. Thank you for joining us from the Eagle's Nest restaurant. And we watched it just take off and keep expanding. So we're so happy you took time off from the busy restaurant to come and see us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Now, the most exciting thing I read about you is you won 3 Best of Pine Island awards this year. It just came out. You want to talk about them?
Sure. We won Best Happy Hour, which is 4 to 6, Monday through Friday. We also won Best Barbecue, which is a new venture for us. We have our own smoker. We do everything in-house, which we hope to expand on here soon. And we also tied Froggies for Best Bar.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us about you, where you grew up, what you did before, how you got started in the restaurant business.
I grew up in Ohio mainly, but then I was military. My family was military, so I pretty much grew up in Maryland and Maine on the East Coast. My parents owned a restaurant in Ohio, so I have a lot of history with restaurants, and they had a seafood restaurant. I came to Pine Island about 7 years ago. I had a vacation rental here and I was recovering from open heart surgery. I fell in love with Pine Island and I met Yovan Santiesteban and we started dating, and he had just purchased the property that would become the Eagle's Nest restaurant. It took a few years to rehab it. It was in pretty bad shape. It had sat empty for quite some time. Everything was new and permits are time consuming. So we were set to open right before Ian, but we lost the roof in Ian. With a tarped roof, we did open for World Central Kitchen to come in and provide food for the island. After that, we did open and we've proceeded to just grow and grow since then.
That World Central Kitchen, that was a huge hit on the island.
We fed a lot of people. We had a lot of volunteers. This island is amazing as far as the community support and love for each other. It's a beautiful place to be.
So how did you pick Pine Island for open heart surgery recovery? Yeah, I mean, of all the places you might have chosen, what struck you about this area that you would get a rental here?
You know, honestly, I bought an Airbnb here. I lived in St. Pete Beach on a boat, a 3-bedroom boat. I could not recover. My open heart surgery was rare birth defect. So it was unexpected. So I needed a place to rehab in, not a boat. So I came here. I bought here on Pine Island because of potential for growth. It was mainly an undeveloped island, and I knew sooner or later it would be developed. I didn't know much about the people until I came here to live full time. And that was just a major bonus. I've lived all over the United States and I've never been to a place so beautiful. And what makes it beautiful is the people and the community.
It's just so fascinating because invariably it's like somebody came on a fishing vacation, grandparents were here, something like that. And you chose it for surgery recovery, but everybody gets here for a reason. So a good choice.
Yeah. I think there is a draw with Pine Island. Once people come to visit in the restaurant, I hear people all the time, oh, I'm new here. Like, how'd you find Pine Island? Oh, I vacationed here 1 year and I just fell in love.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems to be everyone's story. Everyone just falls in love with Pine Island.
So you mentioned that your family had a restaurant, so you had restaurant experience. Maybe compare and contrast that to, that was up and running probably by the time you were aware that your folks were in the restaurant business. Here now, you're starting with an out-of-date building, getting it off the ground, going through permitting, hiring staff, as well as, that's a different perspective on the business to get it up and running. I mean, how'd you get through that? What do you take away from that? Excuse me.
Well, honestly, it wasn't that different because my father had bought this old, dilapidated, almost condemned building in Waverly, Ohio. And he wanted to restore it. So lots of work. Someone had started 2 fires in it, arson. So it was pretty bad. But the history was just an amazing history. It was built, I think, in 1847 on the Erie Canal. So I was used to that from the very beginning. And before I came here, I was investment real estate. So I flipped a lot of houses. My parents' restaurant was for 23 years. And so I was always involved with that. They wanted me to take it over and I said no. That was not what I wanted for my life. My dad's 70 years old, still working in the kitchen. I was like, Dad, I that's not where I want my life. Now you can find me in the kitchen. So they ended up selling theirs and here I am. And now I'm running a restaurant again.
So with all the repairs and stuff, who did the design work and how did you come up with how it was going to look and feel and those kinds of things?
Well, Yovan did the basic construction as far as, the drywall, the color scheme, all that. Turning it into the murals and the local vibe, that was me. I'm good at making things pretty.
Were you the tiki person too?
Yeah, the tiki was
wonderful.
My idea. We have big plans for that tiki. Once the permits come through, we will have outside seating, outside stage, outside bar, and all of that.
We went to the painted pole party and that was wonderful. What a perfect place.
Yeah, for the chamber. And until my permits come through, I will use it for fundraising, community events, things like that, because I'm on the chamber board too.
Oh, wow. You're busy.
Yeah. Not a lot of free time, but I think we all should give back to the community. Anything we can do to help.
How's the restaurant changed, if at all, since opening? Did you try things and you've had to kind of adapt them, or something that you weren't quite ready to launch, you've now launched? Like, how do you see since you're opening, the progression of the business?
Yeah, it's changed a lot. When it first opened, I wasn't really involved with the management and the running. I was hands off there. About 5 months into it, I could tell there were a lot of bugs. There was a lot of struggles. The direction that was initially taken was more of a tarpon lodge type of thing, white tablecloths, that kind of thing. And that's just not what Pine Island wanted. They wanted more of a cheers bar. They want some place that they can come and relax with their friends and family and feel the island vibe and feel the sense of community. So we totally redirected everything when I took over in June of 23. I took over running it myself.
How long did it take you to come up with the menu in the beginning? Because I know you've been changing it.
Yeah, and I've almost changed the menu completely, more catered to Pine Island to be more feasible. It took probably about 3 months for me to implement the new menu. One of the biggest things that always struck me as odd is you come to an island in Florida and there wasn't a lot of fresh seafood. Everywhere you looked, there were Cisco trucks or Cheney Brothers or whoever. We're surrounded by fishermen. I mean, this is a fishing island. So that was the big thing that I changed. I wanted fresh seafood. I wanted to give back and support local on a whole new level at, the fishermen and all the workers here. That's how I changed it.
It's interesting you say that. We've had company it's almost verbatim what you said. You guys are basically spoiled because there's fresh seafood. Invariably where they live, it's been caught and frozen, and who knows the transportation time, and ours is coming out within hours, if not days, versus that. So it is kind of a unique feature. It would seem to make sense.
Yeah. Before I took over, we used to just get regular shrimp. But now we use Billy Johnson, the shrimp guy, and he gives us our shrimp, and he gets it off the Miss Shirley out of Fort Myers. So, anything you can do to support and buy local, it really does a lot for the community.
And it tastes good too.
It tastes way better.
So
way better.
Yeah. What would you say are the most popular food choices?
One of our most popular food choices is our whole fried snapper.
Oh.
Yeah, we do the whole fish. We cannot keep it in stock. And if the boat is late getting in due to weather, and now it's the rainy season, so that happens, sometimes we're out of it. Our pizza has exploded.
Mm-hmm.
We actually hired a Sicilian cook to come in and show us their pizza. And my significant other, he used to have a pizza shop in Cuba. So he made Cuban pizza. So he did a combination of Sicilian and Cuban, and we have people driving from Sarasota now for our pizza. We make our dough 3 times a day. Everything in our restaurant, besides 3 bar food appetizers, we make from scratch. So it's very fresh. Our ticket times, it takes a little bit longer, but it's worth it. When you order shrimp Alfredo, my cook is back there with heavy cream and Parmesan making the sauce.
Wow.
So it's nothing from a jar. So all of our food is we have a lot of people that come back for our food. It's pretty top notch and fresh.
Well, you certainly brought your restaurant experience here.
Yeah, I have my parents. They have since sold their restaurant, and they gave me their recipe book. I'm not allowed telling anyone their recipes.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, we have Clams Casino at the restaurant, and I believe we're the only place on the island that has it. We try to offer different food than everyone else. And that's my parents' recipe. It was their number 1 seller. I hate it because it takes so long to make, but everyone comes for my Clams Casino. And if I'm out of it, they call now. Tami, do you have Clams Casino? I'm like, not yet, but give me a week.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, tell you when it comes in.
Yep, I took a lot of my parents' recipes and implemented them. And even the decor, and the bathrooms have the decor out of my parents' restaurant.
Oh, that's special. So
Yeah.
you did end up in their restaurant, kind of.
Kind of. My dad always, teases me because he's like, Tami, I wanted you to take over ours and you said no, but here you are. And I'm like, well, Dad, there's a beach. There's a perfect beach on Cayo, like right over there. And, I don't have that in Ohio.
So it's a very cool pizza story. But for those of us that don't know, including myself, what is a Cuban pizza? I got an idea of Sicilian and Italian, but what's a Cuban variant?
A Cuban pizza is more in like a pie pan. It's a very thick, doughy crust. And it's kind of made in almost a pie pan. And it's a whole different experience. I'm not a fan, and I'm a pizza fanatic, but ours is kind of in between Sicilian and Chicago. We are working on a thin crust and a cauliflower crust at this time. We're trying to offer more vegan and vegetarian options and gluten-free options on our menu.
You do anything special with happy hour since you won the award? Is there any, happy hour? What kind of specials or things do you think are helping attract it?
I haven't touched it too much because I was voted best happy hour. I don't want to run that. We have very, very large portions, and our Cuban is 2 meals. Giovanni, his passion is feeding people. Maybe it's from coming from Cuba and they never have a lot of food down there, but he loves feeding people. A normal portion size is not in his vocabulary. He thinks ours are normal. I've lowered a lot of the prices. Our pizza is a medium pepperoni pizza is $15 for happy hour. And there's no place on the island that feeds 2 people. There's no place on the island that you can get lunch for $8. Yeah. That attracts a lot of people. I have specials on draft, and during season, I have music during happy hour, and it's usually I keep local musicians during happy hour, and that's a big draw. Once we open the Tiki, we will have several shows a day. So,
well, I was reading. I know you're closed Tuesday, but on all the other days of the week, you always have entertainment.
Yes,
that's amazing.
Yes.
To have entertainment every day.
Well, people come to Florida to be entertained. They don't want to sit in the house and read a book. They want to be outside. They want to experience things. Our vibe, we've got a really good local energy at the restaurant, and people really like that. They like coming, and it's a very safe place. It's safe for women to come. We don't have any drama or bad things happen there. So it's a good place. When people come there with their families, they stay for 2-3 hours. They experience it all. So, and we're proud of that.
You have dive bar karaoke, I think.
Yep. We have Sammy Jo. She's awesome.
I've heard of
Sammy Jo. She does our karaoke and our ladies' night on Monday. Mm-hmm. And then closed Tuesday for cleaning. Wednesday, we have Joe Harley he hosts our open mic. And that's probably my favorite night of the week.
He's wonderful.
He's wonderful. And the people that come out are just beautiful people. And they're talented, and everyone supports each other. And it's just a really amazing energy on that night. It's my favorite night. Thursdays, I usually have a solo or a duo to start getting amped up for the weekends. Friday and Saturday are my loud band nights. And then Sunday, I go back to something more solo and laid back and easy listening.
And are you booking them all
too? Yep, I do all the booking
too. That's hard.
Yeah.
To schedule all that.
Yeah, I'm a music fan. So,
well, you love it then.
Yep, I love it.
We kind of skipped over this earlier. How'd you come up with the name Eagle's Nest? What was the impetus to that?
Because Giovanni actually, he's a bird lover. When he was in Cuba, a lot of Cubans catch birds and they sell them for money. So he talks to birds. He chirp, 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 chirp. It's very cute to hear, but the eagle is one of his favorite birds. And when he first bought it, before he opened the Eagle's Nest, there are some eagles. If you look on Facebook, there's some pictures of it that always come and land on the roof. Oh. So it became the Eagle's Nest.
Perfect. Now you have a lot of special events.
Yes.
Very dear ones that you did one about helping women on the island. Can you tell us about that? That you said you brought it back, a tradition from Pine Island, I think.
Yeah. Well, before I took over running the Eagle's Nest hands-on, I used to do women's beach retreats for healing out on Cayo Costa before Ian. I've joined forces with Pine Island Community Church, and my group was called Mermaid Tales, TALES.
Cute.
Because I believe women's stories help another woman heal. So the first Tuesday of every month, we have a meeting called Sisters of the Island, and it's from 6 to 8. We bring a dish and we pass it, and then we have an open discussion. And it's about women supporting other women, women helping other women heal, and just the whole sister, camaraderie, helping one another. And it's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. And you have fundraisers. I know you have one coming up in August.
I have actually a hurricane prep event coming up August 30th. And I have a benefit for a local islander on September 13th. He's battling cancer. Mm-hmm. Any islander that is down on their luck, ill, needs help with anything, they can come to me and I will organize a fundraiser for them.
Wow.
To help them get through. I've done a couple for people with cancer, one for an islander who had a massive stroke and she was trying to recover. She's still not there yet, but she's getting there. So I try to give back to the community as much as I can.
Are there things that you're willing to talk about that you're working on right now that you plan to be implementing at the restaurant, or is anything maybe a little bit too in the early incubation stage to go into like that? You mentioned like getting permits to expand the tiki, but are there other things in that same light?
Yeah, I mean, eventually we will expand to the tiki once the permits come in, and we will have outside dining service and an outside bar, outside entertainment. But we will always use that to give back to the community. Our focus is on making Pine Island better. This is our home. We live in Bokelia, so we're right up the streets. This is our community. That's our passion. We have the Feeding the Fish board. I would like to expand that to offer more of a resource in conjunction with the food pantries. Some people do not have kitchens. We have a lot of population that still live in tents. The food pantry doesn't help very much for them because they have no way to prepare it. So we would like to have, one day a week where people can come in and that are in need and they can receive a hot meal. Also, we will be working on something coming up soon for Christmas, like a toy drive for islanders in need that, their children can't quite get what they wish for them for Christmas. So we will be having that. I'm in the beginning plans of organizing that one. That will be coming in November. I usually try to have a fundraiser for a different person every month. That's about
very special.
all I have in the short term.
If you were to say 20 years from now, look back, how do you want people to think about what you two are doing with the Eagle's Nest and the restaurant and what it did for the island?
Honestly, I hope that it would bring people closer to God because we are very faith-based people. We also, I will be implementing a prayer wall in the tiki so people can put up prayers when they ask for prayers and receive prayers. I would like that to catch on. The praise and worship nights, I'd like that to catch on. Hopefully, when people look back, they see the light that we provide. We want to be a beacon for people in need. And I hope that does show through.
What do you want to tell us about or tell the listeners about Eagle's Nest or yourselves that we haven't asked you yet?
Probably, I would like us to be one of the pioneer businesses that start a new trend of giving back to the community. I think every business owner on this island has a responsibility to this community. It's not about profits. That's the least it should be about. I understand you've got to pay your bills and everything, but it should be about building a stronger community, a better sense of community, and a closer-knit community.
And then tell us some of the basics, please, like where's the restaurant located, hours of operation, phone number, etc.
We are located just a little bit north of Center. We are on Stringfellow Road, 10880. You can find our updated hours on our website, which is theeaglesnestrestaurant.com. We are also on Facebook and Instagram. Our off-season hours are Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 p.m. to midnight. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 11 a.m. to midnight. During season, that goes 11 a.m. to midnight every day except Tuesday. We're closed Tuesday. Our kitchen closes at 11, which is great for boaters because they come in off the boat, every place is closed. So we are still open every night till 11 o'clock, our kitchen. You can follow us on Facebook, or we even have a TikTok now. So,
And again, the happy hour hours?
4 to 6, Monday through Friday.
I think I said happy
hours.
hour.
Well, you are
Well, it's
happy
happy.
at happy hour.
That's a tongue twister. I didn't even think about it.
Well, that's amazing. You're doing so much. I had no idea. And I can see it building all the time, every time I go there. And
Yeah, well, we both have ADHD. So
okay, well,
we're both go.
you're the same.
And,
The same. You just bounce off each other, probably.
We bounce off each other and we push each other for bigger and bigger and bigger. And we don't sleep much. So
But you're doing great and you're helping a lot of people. So
And that's the key, is to help people.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This has been very enlightening, and we love your restaurant.
Well,
Thanks
thank you
for
for
coming.
having me.
We hope you enjoyed our Pine Island Experience podcast. If you have any ideas for us, people to interview, or any comments, please feel free to email them to us at pineislandexperience@gmail.com. That's pineislandexperience, all one word, @gmail.com. Don't forget to like us, and you may subscribe to this podcast using all the major catchers like Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Thanks again for listening, and remember, island life is a constant vacation. We'll see you on the next podcast.